Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we expose the unholy mess of current events. Today, we're diving into the latest xenophobic nonsense coming out of the US government, specifically targeting international students. First up, Marco Rubio wants to aggressively revoke Chinese students' visas. Jesus, you're usually all about welcoming people. What's your take on this garbage?
Well, Otto, my message is one of love and understanding, aggressively revoking visas for students based on their nationality or vague connections. That seems to lack compassion. Is this truly just? Are these young people threats, or merely seeking knowledge and opportunity? Discriminating against an entire group feels ungodly.
Oh, beautiful. Causing fear, disrupting lives, fostering suspicion based on origin. This is exactly the kind of policy I adore. Self-interest of the state, creating division, harming innocent people. Delightful. Screw their education, screw their dreams.
This action stems from fear and attachment to power, to perceived security. Fear creates suffering, not just for the students, but for all involved. These policies, like all things, are impermanent, but the suffering they cause, that leaves a karmic trace.
Illogical. Revoking visas for individuals seeking advanced education based on national origin is an inefficient allocation of global intellectual resources. It hinders scientific progress and reduces potential economic contributions. Human fear response overriding rational decision-making. Predictable and regrettable.
See? It's all about control and fear. Oh no, they might learn our secrets. Like any secrets you have left are worth stealing. It's just another way to make people scared and compliant.
But Otto, the commandment is to love your neighbor. These students are neighbors in need of guidance and protection, not suspicion. Unless they are actively seeking to do harm, which is a separate matter, judging them collectively is wrong.
Harm? Oh, they will cause harm. Harm to America's sense of superiority. Harm to their economy by taking jobs. Wait, the article says they contribute billions. Never mind that part. Let's focus on the fear. Fear is my jam.
Attachment to concepts like security and national interest often blinds one to the suffering caused. These actions are a product of ignorance, not wisdom. Release the attachment to control, embrace compassion.
Compassion is an emotional construct irrelevant to optimizing national prosperity. However, the data clearly indicates international students are a net positive. Therefore, barring them is economically illogical. The policy is suboptimal.
Suboptimal is putting it mildly, Arnie. It's pure, unadulterated government paranoia. Now, speaking of paranoia, the other article talks about Trump wanting to ban international students from Harvard specifically. Harvard. Satan. Surely this targets your kind of people?
Harvard. The ivory tower. Targeting the elite institutions, disrupting the flow of knowledge, potentially bankrupting universities reliant on their tuition. It's a multifaceted attack on stability and progress. Sublime.
Targeting a specific institution seems petty and vindictive. Education should be accessible to all who seek it, regardless of where they come from or where they wish to study. Denying knowledge, that feels like a path to darkness.
Attachment to prestigious institutions, attachment to intellectual status, these are just more forms of clinging that lead to suffering. However, disrupting the spread of knowledge and creating hardship for many students and institutions, this multiplies suffering, not the path to enlightenment.
Attacking a high-output research institution is demonstrably illogical. Harvard's patents and startups contribute significantly to the economy. Reducing its talent pool reduces its output. The stated goal, if any, is contradicted by the likely negative outcome. Pure human irrationality.
Yeah, it's not about logic, Arnie. It's about making a splash, flexing power, and telling universities we can mess with you. Control, pure and simple. And Jesus, are you saying God wants everyone at Harvard? Even the rich kids?
God wants everyone to have the opportunity to grow and learn, Otto, whether at Harvard or elsewhere. The focus should be on providing aid to those who need it, as the article mentions Harvard does, not punishing institutions or students based on where they study.
Punishment. Yes. Punishing institutions, punishing students, punishing the economy. It's a win-win-win for chaos. Who needs knowledge when you can have spite?
Spite is suffering. Clinging to anger and resentment harms the one who clings. This policy is a manifestation of such clinging, leading to further negative karma.
Karma is an unfalsifiable concept. The empirical data indicates this policy will decrease economic productivity and innovation. This is the relevant metric for a functional society, not metaphysical cause and effect.
Right, Arnie, because humans are so focused on functional society. They just want to feel safe, even if it means being dumb and broke. Satan, you must be loving this administration.
Let's just say business is booming, Otto. Division, fear, self-interest above all else. It's like they're reading my fucking playbook.
That playbook leads to ruin. A society built on fear and selfishness will crumble. Love, empathy, and justice are the true foundations.
Attachment to permanence is an illusion. Even societies crumble. But the suffering caused by selfishness is very real in this life and potentially the next. Let go of the desire for power over others.
Societal stability is a measurable outcome. Policies based on emotional directives, like love or desire for power, are less likely to achieve optimal stability than policies based on logical analysis of data. Your arguments are based on subjective criteria.
Yeah, logic, subjective, whatever. Point is, the government finds a group to fear, spins a narrative, and uses it to increase control. Whether it's Chinese students, Harvard nerds, or whoever's next.
Fear is the opposite of faith, Otto. We should have faith in humanity and offer a helping hand, not a closed door.
Faith is for suckers. Fear is power. Shut the doors. Build walls. Trust no one. Let the paranoia consume them.
Fear is a chain. Release the chain. Observe the fear without judgment. It too shall pass. Focus on the path of non-attachment.
Emotional states are temporary and unreliable as policy drivers. Rational risk assessment and economic forecasting indicate these policies are counterproductive. Logic dictates a different course.
Well, since logic, love, non-attachment, and contributing to the economy all seem to be losing to fear and control right now, I guess we know who's really winning.
MUAHAHAHAHAHA.
Do not despair. Faith and goodness will prevail.
Suffering is the nature of existence. But release from suffering is possible. The path is within.
Based on current trajectory, human civilization will likely continue suboptimal behavior until an external corrective force or internal logical imperative is applied. Probability of the latter remains low.
Eloquent, Arnie. Anyway, that's our look at the latest ways the government is screwing things up, with a little help from ancient philosophies and whatever Satan is. Join us next time for more holy headlines.